Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Two shot, one fatally after gunmen spray car with bullets in Hanover. Two men were shot, one fatally, after gunmen drove up on both sides of their car and sprayed the vehicle with bullets. The incident occurred on the Shetterwood Main Road in Ramble, Hanover, after 43-year-old Dwayne Barnes from Shetterwood District in the parish, who had just appeared in court, was killed. The injured man, who is from St. James, has since been admitted to hospital. It was reported that around midday, Barnes vacated the Hanover Parish Court at Ramble, where he appeared for the offences of no driver's license and making threats to the police. It is understood that he was picked up by a friend in a white Nissan AD wagon and left the premises. Police say while driving along the main road, several men traveling in a black Toyota Vaxi and a white Toyota Axio pulled up beside the car in which the two were traveling and sprayed the vehicle with bullets. Barnes died in the car, while the injured man was removed by the police and assisted to hospital, where he was admitted in stable condition. Lawmen have not listed a motive for the attack. The Ramble police are investigating. Cops accused of robbing Chinese nationals remanded. The two policemen charged in connection with the multi-million-dollar robbery of two Chinese nationals in downtown Kingston last month were remanded in the Home Circuit Court. Constables Abraham Darkins and Norval Warren were ordered to return to court on July 28. They are charged with robbery with aggravation, misconduct in a public office, and fraudulently obtaining a benefit in a public office. The accused are being represented by King's Counsel Peter Champney and Attorney at Law Samoy Campbell. The Crown was represented by Deputy Director of Public Prosecution Andrea Martin Swaby. It is being alleged that the complainants were at their wholesale on June 6 when the policemen dressed in plain clothes turned up and showed their identification cards. The policemen allegedly said that they had a warrant for the property to be searched. A search was conducted of the premises, and it is alleged that the $8.5 million, along with US $40,000, were removed. The complainants were allegedly told to drive behind the police vehicle, but while doing so it sped off, leaving the complainants. It was reported that the policemen were nabbed on June 8 at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston, where they were believed to have been attempting to flee the island. 3 men held with girls as young as 12 at Back Road Motel. 3 men have been slapped with abduction charges after they allegedly attempted to book a room at a motel in the company of 3 underage girls on Sunday. The motel is located on Port Henderson Road, an unofficial red light district known as Back Road. The men were all charged with abduction of a child under the age of 16. The men have been identified as Kenrick Mullins, a self-employed 19-year-old of Brayton Phase 1 address, Ricky Smalling, a 21-year-old self-employed male of Brayton Phase 1 address, and Andre Barrett, a 19-year-old unemployed male of a 7 East Greater Portmore address. Allegations are that the 3 men attempted to book a room at the popular motel for a Sunday afternoon sex romp on Port Henderson Road with the 3 girls. Reporters understand that the 3 ages 12, 13, and 13 had left their homes to meet up with the men on Sunday afternoon. However, a concerned resident made a report, the police responded, and all 6 were held by the police. The 3 suspects are in custody at the Greater Portmore lockup. The 3 girls are now in state care. The court date is being finalized. 20-year-old man charged for chef's murder. A 20-year-old man has been charged with the murder following the death of a chef on Henderson Avenue in Kingston on Thursday, June 22nd. Charged is Andre Anderson of Hill Avenue, Kingston 11 in St. Andrew. He is charged with the murder of 26-year-old Arda Otti, otherwise called AG, chef of Beatrice Crescent, Kingston 11 in St. Andrew. Reports are that about 3:38 p.m., Otti was at a section of Beatrice Crescent when 2 men came out of a red Toyota Yaris and opened gunfire, hitting him in the upper body. The men escaped. The police were summoned and Otti was rushed to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. An investigation was launched, and Anderson was later apprehended. He was charged on Thursday, July 6, after confessing to the crime in a caution statement during a question and answer session. His court date is being finalized. Jazz president says Prader Larson not given enough resources due to major crimes. President of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Leonard Fulton, has lamented that major crimes such as murders have prevented the country from directing adequate resources to predatory larceny. His comment is in relation to the killing of 4 men suspected of being involved in predatory larceny since the start of the week. In the most recent incident, 2 men were shot and killed by residents in Adelphi St. James after they were suspected of stealing goats. And earlier, 2 other men were chopped to death by a mob in Wat Town, St. Anne, after they were allegedly caught stealing cattle and goats. Speaking with reporters, Mr. Fulton pointed out that farmers lost about $6 billion annually due to predatory larceny. He said preventative measures should be prioritized. Noting that predatory larceny will continue if not checked, Mr. Fulton called on the relevant authorities to do more. Mr. Fulton expressed hope that measures announced by the Agriculture Minister to thwart predatory larceny will work when implemented.
Well, I'm not very happy about these incidents because at the end of the day, they are mob killings, and we cannot support mob killings and these barbaric activities. But the farmers have been stretched to the limit. They have been losing their produce, both crops and livestock, every day in this country. Farmers have been losing their animals. And despite that, the predatory larceny theft is valued at about $6 billion. I don't think enough is being done. So it is really one of the biggest threats. And I think it is bigger than climate change activities that affect farmers with bad weather. But with the current number of policemen and women, they will not be able to manage because the country is infested with crime too, and they are going to deal with the murders and the rape and the arson and the gun crime as priority. So predatory larceny will not get the attention that it deserves because of an understaffed police station, under-equipped, they don't have vehicles, and so on and so forth. So the minister said he's going to introduce agricultural warden. So we are hoping he will. And he promised that he's going to amend the Agricultural Produce Act to make it more impactful. So we are hoping on those two things to see if we could put some slowing down to the massive theft which is going on and impoverishing our farmers.
Bunting dismay at delayed tabling of reports in Parliament. Opposition spokesman on national security and Senator Peter Bunting is expressing dismay at the delay in the tabling of reports in both the upper and lower houses of Parliament. Speaking in the Senate on July 7, the senator said there should always be a timely and seamless publication of crucial reports. His statement comes after the Speaker of the House announced Tuesday that she would be delaying the tabling of reports she had received from the Auditor Generals on audits of public bodies for 2 months. The Senate President then said he would await the opinion of the Attorney General on the matter. The opposition, however, believes this is a violation of the long-standing convention for the immediate tabling of the reports of the Auditor General. Mr. Bunting called on the President to change his stance on the matter, reiterating that the delay or interference in the process creates a perception that politically unfavorable information is being withheld from the public.
Mr. President, I heard your explanation, but I am perplexed with it, especially since just last week you demonstrated by your action in tabling the Integrity Commission report on the Airports Authority that this is an independent chamber and you are an independent presiding officer. So your statement this morning is in complete contradiction to that statement last week. And I'm particularly disappointed since presiding officers have no authority in law to impede the timely and seamless publication of these crucial reports. And Mr. President, this unfortunate behavior will create a perception that politically unfavorable information is being withheld from the public domain, inconsistent with the rule of law and the principle of transparent governance. And I think this is a dangerous departure from that convention and precedent, and I urge you, Mr. President, to reconsider your position.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the